When you've got a large or very large project, you need to be able to jump around that project to particular dates or particular tasks, or even bring a task into view that's in the Gantt chart but not currently on the timeline. So we have here the Gantt chart. If you happen to be scrolling right to this side, you cannot see the ones at the bottom, so you need to be able to jump to the ones you want to see. Now the quickest way to navigate around your Gantt chart is use the little Go feature, which is Ctrl-G for Go. And then you simply either enter the ID of the task you would like to go to. So I might enter task 28 and then OK. And that takes me to task 28. I might Ctrl-Go and go to task 1. And you can see that then takes me to task 1. Now what it also does, as well as effectively jumping you vertically up and down to the correct task number, it also brings that task into line in the Gantt chart. So we're currently looking at the beginning of January. Let's go to task 30 this time, which is near the end of the project. You'll see that I'm going to sleep and we've jumped right through to mid-February. So Ctrl-G and the task number. Obviously you need to know what the task number is, or pick a number high enough to jump down the page. Alternatively, you can jump to a point in time in your project, so that's Ctrl-G. Instead of entering a task ID, we can enter a date. So I might wish to jump to, let's say, the 6th of February. OK. And we jump down to the 6th of February, and you can see that that part of the Gantt chart comes into view, and I'm left looking at sort of the rough timescale for the 6th of February. Project ends on the 7th as it is. That's Ctrl-G and enter a date. Let's go to the 3rd of Jan. OK. And the 3rd of Jan comes into view, which is here. 1, 2, 3, 3rd of Jan. That's the middle of a task. So we're not jumping to a particular task, so it doesn't highlight that task. We're jumping to a date point within the project, and that brings the Gantt chart visual display into view for that particular date. Alternatively, if you're scrolling up and down the task pane on the left here, either using the scroll wheel on your mouse or the page up and down or the little arrow up and down keys, you'll find that quite happily you can move up and down the tasks, but the Gantt chart on the right does not respond to where you currently are. You need to tell it to bring that part of the Gantt chart into view. So if I'm suddenly at the end here, go to sleep, I cannot see that on the right hand side Gantt chart there. So I need to use a little option of scrolling to the task, which means scroll the Gantt chart across until I can see it in the Gantt chart. And I can do that either with a keyboard shortcut of Ctrl, Shift and F5. Ctrl, Shift, F5 brings the task I'm currently on into view in the Gantt chart. So let's scroll up the other way. Or on the task ribbon, there is a little button for this, scroll to task. One click brings that particular task into view on the Gantt chart. And even if I were to do it for paint the accent wall, which I can see just there, and then click scroll to task, you can see that it brings it more across to the left to try and centralize it on the screen, so on your view of the Gantt chart.